when you do have a Black therapist, there's things that are cultural that you understand on a deeper level that someone who doesn't experience Blackness on a daily basis, they wouldn't necessarily understand.
Seeking mental health help within Black communities, Montrealers say there are many challenges they face, and it's important the person across from them understands where they're coming from.
But I don't want to have to explain myself, so I kind of like keep it in, and there's stuff that don't get communicated.
The way that we experience our Blackness and how we're perceived by others, that in turn affects how we interact with the world. So having to explain our Blackness, like in the workplace, in a school environment, and then having to explain that in a therapist's office, somewhere that's supposed to be a safe space. I don't want to be explaining myself or defending my Blackness.
Some say there are still a lot of taboos and barriers surrounding seeking mental health help in some Black communities.
I was told within my community, drink green tea, pray, ask God to help you. Meanwhile, it was getting worse and worse. And the only thing that I needed at the time was medication.
Stigma about mental health has existed in a lot of communities because, especially because we are about the Black community, a lot of our parents and grandparents have been doing a lot of work of surviving for the past couple of decades. And so moving through the systems, they haven't had a lot of time or excess money to be able to access mental health therapy.
Advocates say getting therapy in Western society is a privilege that many immigrant Black communities can't afford to even think about.
That's a white person problem. We're worried about paying the bills. We're worried about feeding you. We're worried about getting a good job and being respectable, members of the society. Worrying about if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling this type of way. Like, why are you sad? You have a roof over your head. You are fed. We want more. We're at a level. We've already achieved so much comfort. We already have basic housing. We already have food, shelter, whatnot. Now we're worried about our mental health and our feelings.
Some say it's the deeper understanding of the perspective, or rather the lack of it, when dealing with a person of another race that can also create barriers.
It is possible to be a white therapist and have Black patients, but you need to be culturally competent. You need to understand the intersecting oppressions that Black folks have to navigate on a daily basis. You have to understand their history.
Perhaps some unbiased training could be in place as well, because when you meet another person of another race, you're always confronted with a lot of unconscious biases, right? And you may not be aware of some of the obstacles we may face within our community.
If you or someone you know wants more information on how to get help, visit blackhealingcenter.com and blackhealingfund.com. In Montreal, Brittany Henriques, City News.